In the spirit of keeping things interesting, yesterday I made the boldest, most bearish forecast that I could. And today we see that forecast being filled. And I don't really know what to do about that. So what am I looking for? Well, I'm looking for a vertical rundown, and I'm expecting that vertical rundown to form an atom in a double bottom. Now that's very speculative, and I don't want to get anyone's hopes up yet, but you know, if I flip bullish, then there's a really good chance that the price is gonna go up. I've been calling this downtrend since last year, and I'm thinking it's almost over. I think that this week might find the bottom of this downturn, and then we'll see a rally and the potential for one of the biggest strips we've seen in a while. And it's gonna be bigger than this one. It'd be bigger than this one. So here's what I'm thinking. This rectangle can be an Eve bottom, and this vertical run down can be an atom bottom. And there's a good chance that the price will pull back once this downtrend is finished. And I don't think it's done yet. Let me show a couple of different things here. So let's go back to where this spill, the Great Dippening, began. And you're gonna see there's 3 big bars here, right? And the volume here is increasing. The RSI is just diving into oversold there, right? Head first. And the implied volatility is coming up. So what does that remind me of? It kind of reminds me of what we're seeing right now. Here we are. We've got 3 bars. They're going down. You can see that the volume is in an increasing trend, and the RSI is about to dip back into oversold, and the implied volatility is taking off. So I'm thinking that this drop could generate the momentum needed for a bullish reversal in a retrace. Let me look up vertical rundown really quick. I know I might sound like a broken record at this point because I've been waiting for this pattern specifically to end the downtrend because it began it. I've been looking at these nested measured moves down and how the fractal theory there plays out. I have a lot of videos on that, and I think it's a really, really sound theory, and it seems to be playing out right now as we are finding new major lows, as I have forecasted for a very long time now. So here we go. You can see the 4 bars, at least 4 bars to create a vertical rundown. And what's so exciting is there's a large percentage chance that there's going to be a retrace. Now, maybe 46% isn't very high to you, but for a full retrace of a big move, that's very high. And in this instance, that would be a pullback up to the $16 level about here. One more big day, and I'm serious, big, scary day. I said 2 scary days on Sunday, and I meant it when I said scary. The last day of the measured move down is probably going to be taller than a lot of the other candles that we've been looking at, and we've seen some pretty big red candles, right? So an even bigger one as market fear peaks, as sentiment peaks, and, well, someone starts accumulating shares. And honestly, the analysis would point me to do the same thing. So this is the point where I want to start saying I am looking for a bottom. I am officially looking for a bottom. Bolkowski has some trading tips here for everyone, for day and swing traders, for position traders, and buy and hold traders in this particular pattern. And he basically just says, hodl. Bolkowski is like, hodl, because you never know. There's a 50% chance that the price just comes all the way back up, in which case, you're no worse for wear. Especially if you're a buy and hold investor. Buy and hold investors do not need to see or look at the price on a daily basis. In fact, I don't even look at Genprex every single day. I don't even know what Genprex is at, although I did sell 50 shares so I could buy a put. I ran out of cash today, and I was like, there's no way I'm going into tomorrow without a put open. Because this happened as well as it did after I forecasted it. I said, I've been saying a long time, I'm looking for 2 bars, preferably 1, but 2 bars to clear this pink zone. And there it is. Just there it is. It couldn't be any more like exactly how I said it would occur, then it's just, my mind is blowing up. Remember, this isn't my analysis methodology. This is all per Bulkowski. So don't credit me. I'm not a genius. I can just read these books and then apply the analysis. So here's a good example of a vertical rundown. That is scary, right? And then pops right back up, no problem. And I'm thinking that's what we're gonna see here. So little tail, little wick here, little tail, little wick here. No wick here. That's scary, right? No wick. Yikes. And only a teeny tail. And there's even a little gap. A little gap. Now that's probably a breakaway gap. And we're going to be looking for a continuation to the downside now, going down. Yeah. One more day. I think one more scary day. One more scary down day. Of course, if you see my board here, I traded a series of puts. Let me go over that really quick. I don't want to take too much time today because my analysis is kind of repetitive at this point. I'm just waiting for these patterns to play out. So I'm going to open the 1 minute chart. You can see how the price traveled down, and you can see the gap there too. Jeez, just nastiness, right? Let's see here. Day trading. Here we go. So this is what I did this morning. That's yesterday morning. I don't want to go over there. Let's go here. So you can see I immediately began entering into puts as the price tanked off the open and volume was low. And yes, RSI was super low, but implied volatility was coming up, and this looked bearish to me. The price did some consolidation here at around that 1320 level before struggling to try to establish a base and failing. And when the price did come back up and tested this trend line, I called out. Boom, boom, boom. I sold those 3 puts that I'd purchased, and I profited pretty well on them. They're here on the board. And then when the price reversed the downtrend, I was surprised. I entered into another put. The price continued to slide, and I exited that put as the downtrend ended. So here's your 1, 2, and 3, your 2 legs of a downtrend. And I traded puts at the top and then sold them at the bottom of each prospective leg. Nailed it. Then a pennant formed, and I said, oh my goodness. I'm popping into another put. And then I actually ended up selling that put here, and the price rallied, and then I wasn't interested in holding through a rectangle, which is what I was expecting. And then something happened I didn't expect. The price broke down. I thought we were going to see a double bottom form here and a test of one of these trends, and maybe even a handle above it to set a bull trap. But the price actually dumped, and implied volatility just started to rocket. Wow, okay, so I ended up opening another put here, and I'm holding on to that put still, and it's an open position. And let's just have a peek at after hours. I don't like to look at after hours too much because it can change in the pre-market, right? Like, look at this. If you got really excited about this, you were sorely disappointed because the price is back down pretty much to where it closed. We closed at 12.52. Okay, we're up at 12.78, but here's the thing. If the price opens up with a gap tomorrow morning, it's likely to lead to downside selling pressure on the open as the markets are trying to find a new low, which could lead to a lot of downward momentum, which could create that really long red bar I'm looking for to end the downtrend. Whew. So I did pretty good today. I'm a little nervous holding this put overnight because it's just like trading into a trend. Like, I know we're at the end of the trend, but I also know that the end of the trend could be marked by one of the biggest red days we've seen in a long time. So I'm like, I'm a little uncomfortable with my risk tolerance, but I do have some gains to offset losses should I take a loss on the put tomorrow. It is an 1150 trash put meaning it expires this Friday, and 1150 is out of the money. It's not terribly far out of the money, but if the price goes up from here, the value is going to just evaporate just immediately, and it's going to hurt. So I'm kind of holding my breath at the moment. I really, really am. Let's go over and talk about IWM really quickly. I don't cover IWM and SPY on a daily basis, but may as well talk about it because I am going to start charting it and showing that charting here too. You can see these downtrends. Brutal. And I thought the same thing here. We're going to double bottom. No double bottom. Denied. So the price is kind of listing upward, and after hours, of course, doesn't really matter that much. So this is really what's causing all this volatility in AMC. I think it's just it's market pressure in general. Yikes. Oh my goodness, I haven't looked at the daily. Okay, quick cap, analyze that right away. Just look at it and analyze it. Well, you're at a good pot to reverse an RSI, but honestly, this looks like it's going to go into oversold. Look at the implied volatility, it's coming up, it's at a high. And look at the volume, oh my god. And there's even like a really bearish wick on this thing. I get excited when trends are clear because that means they're tradable. That's a breakaway gap. I mean, it filled. Yeah, it filled. But I would call this a breakaway gap and say we're looking for more downside. Do I have targets down there? I should have a target somewhere. Okay, I do have a target. Let's see what my target is. 170. So we're $4 from the target. Yeah, if tomorrow we reach that target, that would be a great spot to stop and take a pause, reverse into a corrective trend. And that same red day would cause the same behavior at AMC. It's all adding up way too cleanly, way too cleanly. Of course, if this downtrend doesn't stop at that price level, I have a target way down here towards $153 and then at 144. But I really think that's going to take a while to get down there again, like a long time. I really am expecting a bounce, and then for things not to be as bad as people expect them to be, and that to be interpreted as really good news, and the markets to rally on that news. And then it turns out, well, things weren't as bad as we thought they were, but they're still not great, and then that will mark the top of the markets. But I don't think we're there yet, so I'm at 10 minutes. I'm just going to